let's get to our first Show Us Your Swing. This one comes from my home state, back in the state of Idaho. Jim Tandy.
Hey Travis, this is Jim Tandy at Avondale in North Idaho. I have a problem pulling my drives. I'm wondering if you could help me out.
Hey Jim, thanks for the video, man. Doing a lot of good stuff in your swing here. I recognize that driving range, and I want to show you just a couple things here. Got that green line on the shaft plane, and you can see your club gets kind of underneath it quick, right? So it gets a little under it and to the inside behind you pretty quickly. Now from here, and you can see how deep that left arm in, meaning that left arm is a fair amount behind you early in the backswing. Now from here, when you come back down, this club's going to want to get back now out in front, right? So it comes down a little bit steeper than it went back. And I think that swing shape or that pattern can cause some of those pulls. So what I want to do is, the first thing is, I want to make sure you're tilted behind it first at address. You look a little bit stacked up with your spine. I want to make sure we get a little more tilt to the right, and then I want to show you how to get this club a little bit more out in front of you here. Okay, so it's a little closer to that green line. This camera angle is not perfect, it's a little high, but I want to show you how to get the club a little bit more out in front of you, and then from there, how to get that club to work back down underneath that. And I think if we can kind of reverse that swing shape a bit with a little bit of spine tilt at address, I think that'll really help you get the club face looking more down the target line and eliminate that pull. Here it comes.
Jimmy, good stuff. I recognize that range there in northern Idaho. We appreciate you sending in your video, and I want to help you here. You're pulling it a little bit, right? I saw your notes there, and when we pull it, we know that club face is probably looking a little left of the target, but we can also catch it out on the toe a little bit. When you hit it on the toe, the gear effect kind of kicks in. The ball wants to go more to the left. Conversely, if you catch it in on the heel, the ball has a tendency wants to go to the right. So what can we do to help you catch it more in the center of the face and get that club face looking more down the target line, or maybe even just a little to the right, so then you can get that path to the right and draw it back to the left. So let's go to the target line here. This is a swing shape that we see a lot here in the Stripe Show, and I certainly see a lot on the lesson tee, where you see the club kind of get in behind the player quickly, right? You'll see the club kind of like this, and then when it comes down, you'll notice the shaft here, when it comes down, it's on top of that, right? Now, you don't have a huge move this way, but it is that shape. It does kind of get in here, and then you can see the club when it comes down, it wants to get on top of that. I think we should try to reverse that just a little bit. Get the club to be a little bit more, say, this way, and then try to get that to lay down back underneath it, right? So we're going to reverse that. So instead of in and then back down on top, we're going to go a little bit more out here or up here, a little more vertical, and then back down underneath that from the inside. You can just see how that's going to get the club face looking more out to the right. So do that slowly, Jim. Do it slow and take it back where you can sense the club head a little bit more out in front of you. Just notice how slow I'm doing this. Sense the club head a little bit more out in front of you. Sense the shafts a little closer to vertical. It doesn't have to be vertical, right? And then from there, sense the shafts start to lay down. See how it's doing it horizontally. We don't need all these contraptions. I'm just walking you through it, doing it slow, so you can get a sense of where that club is in space. Okay? Then do it the wrong way. Then do it the right way. Okay? Get the sense of that. Get set up. Start that golf ball more to the right. I get a mulligan. Jim, I get a mulligan. You know why? Because I share it here on the Stripe Show, 18 Birdies Facebook. Every time you share the show, you get a mulligan with your friends. I didn't hit that one very good. I'm on the first tee. So I get a mulligan. I'm the host. There it is. There it is. Started out to the right and drawing back to the left. That's going to help you, Jim. Thanks for the video.